finna talking about something that happened 2,000 years ago and you ain't even made it to your promised land yet. Because you don't even have a clue where it is you going. It's certain things in your life that you should have been there over 15 years ago. But because you was not disciplined, committed, and you did not identify where you want to go, you've been in the wilderness, on your job, in your marriage, in your health for the last 40 years.
You ready? All right.
And it's crazy because, and this is the conversation we had when I was like, yo, my thing to you was, dog, think.
Literally.
I was like, dog, thinking is so underrated, bro. Like, like what you're doing when you write you're thinking.
Yeah.
Like I want to say this so it don't sound too complex, but also understand when you take time to think, bro. So there's things I pointed out to Carl in where I was like, yo, we can make this slight adjustment and you can actually make X amount more with this slight adjustment. And Carl would be like, yo. And I'd be like, dog, I think. And not that Carl doesn't think, like, but to your point, as a grounds crew, you're wired for tasks.
Literally.
So Carl is like, yo, as long as I'm busy all day, then something should come out of that. And it does.
100.
But what happens when you're doing that all the time is you're not doing what you're doing, which is thinking and going, all right, cool. At 50, I want to have X amount in the bank. I want to have this. I want to have that. Okay, what equals that? All right, cool. I got to. So you're thinking. And a lot of people just get up and you just moving through life.
Yeah.
And you think being busy is going to net you. We talked about that before. Me and Lee had that conversation. It was just like, bro, busy don't equal money. It don't. Matter of fact,
it might be the opposite.
I'm just saying because you're not taking time to think. And so that's really what has elevated me as an entrepreneur, as a husband, as a father. Is all those times is I take the time to think. And I always, my wife always be like, she says, we had some things that, on the other side of the family we was dealing with. She was just like, yo, how you move like you don't get frustrated, you don't get irritated, like how you moving like that? And I was like, yo, I take time to think. Like I think everything all the way through. Yeah. And so I don't have knee-jerk reactions like that. I think. My friendships, I think. Like I want to be a good friend. I think about being a good friend. I think about being a good dad. Yeah. I think about being a good husband. These are things that I practically look and go, like I'll sit down and be like, yo, man, I spent a lot of time with Trae the last few weeks. I'm thinking about, does that make sense?
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, when you move like that, you're intentional in your thought process. You're intentional. The things that come back to you, now your life starts to look the way you want it to look.
Yeah.
Because I'm moving with intention in my relationships. So I go, man, let me spend some more time with my daughter. So me and her, daddy-daughter date. Again, to your point, might not mean nothing now, right? I don't know what the benefit, my dad is the greatest, right? I can't do no wrong in her eyes. What does that do for her at 15? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thinking
I can tell you what it do for you because I'm experiencing it now.
Right. My point exactly.
You see how Johnny acting.
And so, how much better could the things in your life be if you thought through the decisions you make? Cool. Think through drinking a 2-liter of Mountain Dew. Just think it through. You don't even think. I'm like, yo, some people on autopilot. I'm like, I'm not trying to be funny. Bruh, we was on the plane with Buddy. Like I said, I'm not mad. Buddy had a big old dude. I remember we was going to Colombia. It was a dude, bro. My man pretty much had to have 2 seats, seatbelt extender, everything.
Remember. Yeah.
And she was coming through it, Lee. My man was like, 2 Cokes, 2. I'm like, bro. And again, I'm not judging nobody. Everybody got their own situation, whatever. But I'm just like, I'm talking about all the snacks, all the cook. I'm like, bro, you already. But I'm like, you got there not thinking this all the way through. Because there's no way if you thought it through 10 years ago. Now, you might be thinking it's too late or something, or like, I don't know what my man going through, but whatever. And this ain't to dog nobody who obese or dealing with that because everybody deal with their own stuff. But I'm like, You didn't think this through. There was a time period when you was eating where you didn't think through, I'm going to be needing a joint and I'm going to be on here uncomfortable, can't hardly get up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so that's what you're doing now is slowing it down.
Slowing it down.
And thinking through
and he's setting
your decision.
he's setting himself up.
And
then I want you to go even further. And this is what we were talking about before. When you really get good at setting up, right, the future you start setting up your children also.
Yeah.
And you're able to see the things that they're going to, it's almost like being that guy, or like I'll always go back to football, is being a blocker. Knowing that, hey, my kid gonna have the ball in their hands one day.
They're coming.
And they gotta go here. So you are now blocking for them to clear the path for them. That's what, and if you miss it right now, and a lot of people miss it because you're so focused on today or the past that you're not even helping positioning your children so for their success in the future.
The piece I was going to say, is that for many years, and this is why environment is so huge, for many years, I was trying to I said this on Patreon the other day, I think. I was trying to make the world fit my preferences. So I thought by the analogy that we use is using a hammer. Like you a carpenter and use a hammer to fix everything.
Yep.
Like I thought the work I did fixed our relationship because I'm working with you. Even though we ain't talking, you get what I'm saying? That's my lens, literally. Man, Maul needs something, bro. Whatever, I'm dropping it to do it. We ain't talk, but whatever Maul need, I'm doing it. I'm hitting. Literally, that's how I'm going through life.
You're making that a substitute for actual communication.
And I'm using relationship, but for everything else, that's literally how I'm going through life. So I'm working hard, assuming that that's fixing everything else, and now slowing down, I'm realizing that's actually killing everything else. Because if you don't put time into it, bro, it's not going to work. To your point, if I'm not spending time with Tamisha, I don't care how much I love her. If I don't spend time with her, bro, it's not going to grow. So with everything I'm talking about, with my spirituality, with each one of the pillars, I have to put that kind of time into it now. And again, now I'm slowing all the way down. Still doing a whole bunch, to be honest. I'm still in the process. I got to slow down.
That? And that's why I had you sending me.
Right.
I made Carl.
I
made Carl send me like everything you do today,
bruh. When I looked at the
checking
list,
off all.
When I looked at the list, I was like, "Negro, you're not even in the weeds. You're the fertilizer."
Oh, dang!
I'm not kidding. I looked at the list. I'm sending, and I told Steve, like, yo, I'm sending it to you now. Don't even say nothing. It's not even, you ain't got to say nothing. I want to see it because I'm so busy doing stuff all day that I don't even know what I'm doing at the end of the day half time. I just know I got a bunch of crap done.
Carl, dog, is the epitome of what happens when you can do everything. I looked at, no, seriously. So for those of y'all, let me slow it down. Carl literally sends me his daily routine. So whatever he's doing, like workout, this, that, and then all the tasks he does for the day. Bro, I'm like, he got tasks from the church, from E personally.
Really?
Oh, bro,
you got to send me
bro, seriously.
I'll send it.
But I was looking at it going, oh my God, thank God I ain't really good at that much. Ain't nobody asked me because I can't do it.
Wow.
Like they could be like, oh, Carl, I need you to edit this. Oh, the church needs this. Oh, I got a conference later on, Zoom. Hey, Maul got a XY. You might have been on, you know what I'm saying? But just like, I was like, oh, Carl's the catch-all. So like he'll catch everything, and because he knows how to do everything, and then he also really don't like saying no, that's a dangerous combination.
Whammy.
So here I am. I can't really do nothing and love telling people no. I be free as a bird at the crib. With stuff, I do what I want to do. And what I want to do is think.
Yeah.
Bruh, I promise you, Carl will tell you, bruh, have we not, I ain't trying to brag, helped you make more money doing less than you've ever done in your life?
Literally, I'm talking about like I've seen a 6-figure business happen in about a month.
Yeah.
In a month.
Consecutive months. Like,
and I told you,
just like
we're going to do a little bit like this, and then we're going to think.
Oh.
And now we do, okay, like, you ever see those really, like, big chessboards, and you see the people, and, like, they not moving. Like, they'll leave and come back, like, the next day and be like, bam. That's the, like, when you say this is chess, not checkers, that's what I think of in my head is like, all right, cool. I'm going to study this board, and before I move, I'm I'm going to be very intentional with it, and I'm going to think, because I don't play chess, you do.
Mm-hmm.
I think you gotta, everything is impacted by one move.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
So you can't just, and so that's what I'm telling you. People just be, and you just do it, and then you like, whoa, that fell. That now all of a sudden, whoa, you took my what?
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, you didn't think that through.
Bro, they are, not to cut you, but they're strategic openings in chess.
Oh, please break it down.
Like I'm talking about, and I'm not no chess master like that. But I'm saying there's strategic openings. Like you open this way if you're planning to go this way. You open this way if you're planning to do that. It's like it's war. The art of war.
So depending on what you want to do in the future,
there's a strategy.
This move is going to dictate that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm telling you. Like for those of you out there, if your health don't look the way you want it to look, there's a chance that before you were unhealthy, you didn't think through what health would look like, or the moves that it would take. If your marriage, like, yo, we all have great marriages by the grace of God. Like I said, I don't think it's a coincidence that, we doing this pod and everybody holds each other accountable, but like, yo, I have to think through. Like we talk all the time. Like, bro, the other day, Mark been married for how long? And he FaceTime me talking about my girl coming home. He making salmon. He got the asparagus. The asparagus. He got
what do you call it? The turkey bacon or beef bacon or whatever.
Got the rosé wine on chill. Yeah. Wife coming home and it's like,
absolutely,
bro. He thinking that through.
Yep.
You think like that's intentional. 30 years. And it's like, bro, you like some people get on autopilot. And you wake up, you ain't doing nothing for your girl.
Yeah.
Like you wake up, you ain't need, like this the person that you told you love more than anything in the world. You ain't texting her. You ain't, you know what I'm saying? So what happens is it starts to get stale. And you never, what is, man, come on, help me out. What's the famous line? If you're not intentionally
if you're not intentionally trying to get rich, you're gonna end up broke or something like
accidentally poor.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rob Wilson.
Yeah.
And we messed up the quote, Rob. You can tell us later, but Rob said if you're not intentionally trying to get rich, you might end up accidentally poor.
Yep.
And that, but that's, so it's intentionality in that. You know what I'm saying? And so, nah, bro, that's big. Anything else y'all want to share from y'all conversations?
No, we good. I actually found out I need Lee back. So Patreon, we talked about the scenario with E. Maul wasn't here. But I got a little more insight. I asked a question about that. So Lee, come on over here. Come on real quick.
Come on back on. Yeah, if you listen, our Patreon fam understands the full.
This whole, y'all about to get a piece, but
this for those of y'all, this is Lee Lamb, Lee Lizzle, E.T. long time best friend. Knew E when he was 19, 20, 21.
Lee, was you at the whole conference the other day?
Not the whole conference.
Was you there when I was speaking?
At the end. I got there toward the end. Okay, my flight landed later. I tried to get in there early. But
I had that long line was over there and everybody was talking to me and taking. I said this. I said I saw a dude look just like. I said, man, that look like Lee Lang. I literally said that, and then all of a sudden he came up to me and was like, "What's up, Ma?" I was like, "Lee." So Lee was there.
Hey, listen. If you have not signed up for Patreon,
please.
You missed the most hilarious story.
You missed it.
And I'm not just saying that.
Right. No, legit.
The funniest moment in podcast history. We can't say it all, Carl. Don't give it all.
No. I want him to tell me what happened after, because I got some insight yesterday. I asked him the question
happened afterwards.
So I found, I want you to tell it.
Okay.
But from my understanding, it didn't end there. It turned into some other people coming together, and it turned into something. That's what I heard.
Some guys, I think, if I remember correct, a group of guys, I think, tried to roll up on E.
Yeah.
And it was a frat that I joined later, the Gammas, because the guy that got whooped went and told some of my big brothers.
That's what I'm saying. It turned into something.
No. It turned into, like, the Gammas, and then, when it finally got down to it.
What was E's gang called?
Just
the Prophets.
So no.
Prophets.
I heard he got some people from A&M.
Right.
He did?
Yeah.
Now, I didn't hear that whole part, but I know Bob.
Let me call E.
What's the school? What's the other school down there?
A&M.
It's A&M, right?
Yeah.
Alabama A&M.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, whoa, we heard that part, but it turned into like a little thing.
Man, if y'all missed that story,
they gotta go back and check it out.
When I tell you, the absolute funniest ever, bruh.
Ever.
Yeah, no.
It got squashed though. Things got squashed because it was like, hold on now, we cool with this guy, we cool, but the guy that got whooped really fed a lot of that stuff.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Y'all cool with my man now?
Yeah, good people.
You still know
Dude's a professor at Oakwood now. Yeah.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's a professor now.
Oh, we got to ride down there. We got to ride down there. I need an account from his side.
It's some
I need an account from his side. Listen, y'all legitimately missed. Shout out to the Patreon fam. Y'all finna get blessed. Because this is legitimately, and I've been with E. Listen, I've been E right hand coming up on 20 years. I never heard this story. And I've heard all the stories, and I never heard this story. So just tell us a little bit about early E.
Y'all really want to know this one? He said, man, you don't want these problems, man. Y'all not hearing what I'm saying to you. Him serious, on everything I love.
Hey, the cock was good.
Yo. Hey, you got to tell Lee don't say that kind of stuff because he'll say it on the podcast. What happened?
A special shout out to Organifi. They are our partner on this podcast, but guess what? They are your partner for your health and vitality. Organifi is more than just a brand, it's a lifestyle. They're committed to simplifying the path to health and wellness, and trust me, they've got the goods to back it up. If you don't believe me, I want you to go to Organifi.com/success. That's Organifi.com/success. And you can check this out yourself. Listen, guys, picture this. You wake up in the morning and instead of fumbling through a myriad of supplements and ingredients, you simply mix up some Organifi green juice. Bam! You've just flooded your body with essential nutrients and antioxidants to kickstart your day. Organifi does not stop there. They're constantly innovating and bringing new products to market, like their Glow Powder for radiant skin and their Gold Juice for relaxation and recovery. And man, it's not just for adults, guys. Organifi cares about your family as a whole. So they've launched a green juice just for kids, and most recently they've launched Organifi Kids Protect, right? And it's a way to support your child's daily immune health with food-derived nutrients that work to strengthen their body's first line of defense. So it's not just for you, it's for your entire family. With Organifi, you're not just getting products, you're getting a community dedicated to holistic wellness. So what are you waiting for? Head over to Organifi.com/success and literally take the first, it's like hitting the easy button, guys. Hit the easy button to start taking care of your health. And of course, they're always throwing some extra for you guys, man. If you order between April 26th and April 29th, if you buy 2 pouches, you're gonna get a free Organifi Harmony. So hey, because you rock with the S2S podcast, it's perks on top of perks, man. Go to Organifi.com/success to save 20% off your order and get these perks. What's going on, S2S fam? Listen, today's episode is brought to you by our longtime partner, Shopify. You know, when we first ventured into online entrepreneurship, we never thought we'd be selling like the books, the shirts, even digital products. And you know what made it all so seamless? Shopify. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the just launching your online store stage to the hitting the million order stage, Shopify's got you covered. And guess what? They power 10% of all e-commerce in the US. Plus, Shopify doesn't just stop at online sales. With their in-person POS system, you can sell anywhere, anytime. And let's talk about that checkout. It's the internet's best converting, making sure that those browsers turn into buyers. You don't have to take my word for it. The data shows that Shopify converts 36% better on average when compared to other leading commerce platforms. And then guys, talk about the Shopify magic. This is new. It's their AI-powered all-star that can help you sell more with less effort. It's like having a business genie. You know what I love the most though about Shopify? It's the fact that Shopify is like a spider web on the internet, guys. It seamlessly integrates to just about any other platform that you could be using. And then they have so many apps, from pixel tracking to even translating your store into different languages if you're trying to reach those different markets. It has it all. So whether you're selling scented soaps or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell everywhere. Shopify has been there for us and millions of other entrepreneurs worldwide. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/secret to success, all lowercase. Again, go to shopify.com/secret to success. Go there now to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/secret to success.
Y'all talked about a slowdown. You got to slow everything down and build for the future. How do you start that slow down? Where do you go? Like if you've always just done, and you haven't prepared for your 10 years. Yeah, you told me the other side, the future side, but like if you're living in my past decisions today, where do you start that slowdown? Do you say, okay, today I'm just cutting everything? How do you
get out the fertilizer?
How do you get out the fertilizer? That's the question.
Yeah, I would say
That's
for
the
me,
question.
I would say you have to like first write the vision. So the vision is the blueprint. It's like you're not gonna start doing renovation on a property that you haven't first created the blueprints for. The blueprints tell you what the structure is gonna be. So what's the structure? What are you building? Where are we trying to go in the next 10 years? So I think while you're still maintaining and doing all that other stuff that you're doing, you got to now create the blueprints. Any development, when I ask people all the time, what's the first thing you do? Everybody always talk about, we do the foundation. You don't do the foundation, you do the blueprints. Because the foundation is nothing more, is the structure. It holds the weight of the structure that you're going to build. But if you don't know the structure you're going to build, your foundation might be too small. So that's the first thing you need to know. What am I building? What do I want my life to look like? And then now we go into, once we know how high up this structure is going to be, right? It's a cost, it's a price that you got to pay. If the higher you want, and it's the crazy thing about development, Lee, the higher structure you build, the lower in the ground you got to go. So when you're talking about you want to be a multimillionaire, you talking about you want a successful marriage, you talking about I want health, you talking about I want to weigh 222 pounds, I want to have a certain body figure, and I want this to last for years to come. I want to be a great father, I want to be a man of God. Oh, bro, get ready to go deep. And that's what I'm saying. Most people ain't ready for that type of commitment. So therefore, that's cool. If you just want, man, Jay, I ain't trying to be on that. That take a lot. All right, cool. And maybe you just want to build a house on a concrete slab. That's the type of foundation you want.
Yeah.
It don't take much. But a house on a concrete slab, that concrete slab might be 8 inches.
Wow. For a whole house.
For a whole house to sit. No basement, just house sitting on a concrete slab. But when you want to build a skyscraper, every single level, and remember this, every level that you go up, they call them stories. Every story this building is, you got to go down a few hundred feet in the ground. You got to go deep.
That's crazy.
And so in your own life, bro, you got to ask yourself, once you create the vision, this is what I want my life to look like. You ain't got to go too far deep. You can go next 10 years, 5 years. Are you willing now to pay the price to build that structure? And I think that's where you start. You can still continue. You ain't got to change none of this stuff. But then now once you say, okay, this is what I want to do, now let's start right now. How deep you got to go? What does that look like? So you're talking about hey, man, I want to be in the best shape of my life. I want to be in the best shape in my, I don't know how old you are, but in my 50s. I want my 50s to look better than my 40s, my 30s. All right, dog. What would that take? And you can't do it yourself. You got yourself into this position.
That's what I was just saying. Yeah,
and so you have to step outside. That's where the trainer come in.
I was going to tell you.
If you really, you got to get a trainer. You're going to have people. So in every single area of your life, you might have to have a coach or a trainer now to help get you out of the position you got yourself into.
And Lee, I'll say this for real because, man, super transparent. When I got to the part of the book where it asked me what I wanted, I had no idea. I had no idea.
Don't feel bad. Most people
and that's what I'm saying. I want people to hear that. Like,
and that comes from not thinking.
Right on.
That comes from not thinking.
I just spent 20 years just working. I had no idea, Maul. So I'm sitting there looking at the pages like, yo, write down 3 goals that you want. Literally, the book says 3 goals that you want in the short term. And it said like next couple weeks to months, long term 1 to 2 years, and then longer term 5 years plus. And I'm sitting there like, I paused, Ma. I stopped reading the book at that
So if
moment.
you don't know, how you ever gonna get there?
But I'm saying that's to the point of, see, like, yo, I have to know. So to your answer, bro, until you stop and spend time thinking about, like, what the heck do I even want? I'm like, because you're gonna end up building blueprints for something that you don't want if you just try to you see what I'm saying?
Or you're gonna spend the rest of your life working on somebody else's structure.
Somebody else. Right. 100. Especially with my personality. You know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna happen.
Everybody gonna be giving you their blueprints,
and
you gonna be the main contractor on everybody else's structure while you're not even building your own. Your family's sitting here like, yo, how come we not going up stories? How come we not elevating?
Legit.
Busy over here working on it, all because you don't know what you don't know. Be.
And that was the root of where I was.
I didn't know I was coming for this. Y'all should have warned me I was coming for this.
You get what I'm saying?
You get whooped in here, Lee.
The reason why I'm able to have 18, 20, 30 stories in my structures because I've identified and I've been working on my structure for the last 20 years. I've been literally working on my structure for the last 20 years while everybody else still don't know what they want. That's why every time I speak, every time I do anything,
what do you want?
I start off, man, like, what do you want? Nobody know. Bro, I'm working with kids right now. I'm about to, creating something for kids in the Chicago public school system. And it's like, yo, I talk to them and I'm like, look, y'all, I'm like, the first hour, the first week or whatever, we working on just what they want their life to look like. I just got them imagining. And it is so easy. It's easier for me to talk to kids
100.
than it is for me to talk to adults.
100.
That's crazy.
Because kids can tell you what they want, or they can think about it. And no matter what they say, see, it don't sound too far-fetched. It don't sound crazy to them. But if I ask an adult,
clueless.
They just like, and every time I ask an adult what they want, it goes back to their job. Something in their job. And I'm like, bruh, it's so much stuff outside of your job, bruh. Like, what do you want? Like, what? Like, so I don't even ask kids no more, what do you want to be when you grow up? I took that out. Because just because you tell me what you want to be when you grow up does not mean that job is going to get you the lifestyle you've imagined for yourself.
Right.
What you want to be? I want to be a doctor. Cool. But what you want your life to look like? Nobody can tell you. Nobody. So I tell kids nowadays, look, let's not worry about what you want your life to look like. Let's start with the end. Because your job is not the end. Your job is the beginning. Your job is the vehicle to get you to the end.
Yeah.
So what do you want your life to look like? And kids don't know why, because they haven't been exposed to anything.
Yeah.
So then I expose them to what life looks like on the other side. What that left side of the menu mentality really is. I expose them to that. Now they saying, man, I want my life to look like this. I want my life to look like that. All right, cool. Now let's reverse engineer and let's choose several vehicles to get you to that. But the reason why people get depressed, disgruntled, is because they have made what their life should look like. They made that their career, their job. And that job was not meant to be what you want your life to look like. That's just what vehicle you want to use to get to that vision.
Yeah.
But adults can't tell you, bruh. I've seen people die, pass away with still not knowing what they want their life to look like.
Transparently speaking.
They didn't die.
Yeah.
And never figured out. Go ahead, Lee.
No, I was just saying, transparently speaking, I'm in Michigan right now for the reason that you're speaking about. I said I have to put on the brakes. I got to press pause, stop, put a stop sign up. I got to get out what I've been doing, and I got to do something totally different. Because I hit 50 and start reflecting on things, and I'm like, this ain't the way to go. I'm not getting what I'm looking for. I'm making everybody else's life.
Yep.
They can say, man, Lee's the guy. He's in our corner.
Yep.
But my life doesn't reflect what I'm building for someone else.
Yeah.
So to your point, I'm listening, and I'm like, I didn't know I was coming for this. Y'all said, y'all should have told
come
me
on.
before I came down.
But Lee, let me ask you, do you know what you want? Like what you want, and that's why, it's so many other pillars, but I just got my 5. Do you know what you want your health life to look like?
Just hit the space where, yes, I do. I want my. This may sound crazy to you, Mom. I'm answering your question, but I'm gonna make the statement first. Dude, just eating meals a day. I got to the point where I used to just eat whatever. Now, when it's time to eat something, it's like, man, I can't eat that, because if I eat that, dude, I'm just blood pressure through the roof, this and this. But to answer your question now, dude, I got grandkids. I want to be able to physically run with them. My father's 80, had a stroke. He's able to do a little, not as much, but I can see it in his heart when we have conversations. He's like, man, I just want to get up and go out in the yard and just
do something.
Do something in the yard.
Yeah.
At 80, Jamal, I want to physically be able to go do in my yard.
Okay, so now let's reverse engineer. We building the foundation.
Okay.
What would it take?
What I'm putting in. To your point, it sounds like I'm gonna need a coach because I built a structure that I don't like. So to your point, it sounds like I'm gonna need a dietitian or something.
You're gonna need a dietitian. You're gonna need a trainer.
Okay,
You're gonna need an
okay.
accountability partner. You're gonna need a trainer where the trainer is working you out, showing you, and you able to tell him, like, this is what I want.
Got it.
And it's gonna take time. It might take a year. It might take 2 years, but you're working every day. You're making a deposit into your health. So imagine if you wrote that out, health. This is what I want my life to look like.
Okay.
Now you're working towards it and you got a plan and your trainer is giving you this plan and you working that plan every single day. No days off with it. And then now that's the culture you're building that we just talked about. And then now that health, you're making a health deposit and guaranteed when you turn 60, you turn 70, you're gonna see the results of that. Now, boom. What do you want in your relationship life? What do you want in your financial life?
What's going on, my health enthusiasts out there? Are you ready to take your well-being to the next level? We've got something special for you today that's brought to you by our fantastic sponsor, LMNT, Element. Element's not just a hydration product, guys. It's a game changer for those who want to take their health seriously. We get it. Life is busy and sometimes we forget to prioritize the essentials, but here's the thing. Hydration is a non-negotiable when it comes to your health journey. Whether you're hitting the gym, powering through a work day, or just striving for optimal performance, LMNT's got your back, packed with essential electrolytes and none of that junk that traditional sports drinks have. It's the hydration solution that you've been waiting for. Listen, it's a pledge to take your health seriously, to fuel your body with what it needs to thrive. We all know the importance of hydration, but not all hydration products are created equal. Element stands out because it's backed by science and crafted for those who understand the value of investing in their well-being. So what sets Element apart, you ask? No sugar, no artificial ingredients, and just pure electrolyte goodness. It's the secret weapon of athletes, biohackers, and health enthusiasts worldwide. And here's the kicker. They've got flavors that make hydration a treat, not a chore. From citrus salt to raspberry, you'll be sipping your way to better health with a smile on your face. So ask yourself this question. Why settle for the ordinary hydration when you can have extraordinary hydration with Element? Listen, and because you rock with the S2S podcast, we got a very special offer for you. Listen, just visit drinklmnt.com/success. Again, that's drink, DRINK, LMNT.com/success to see how Element can enhance your hydration journey.
Yeah, that's some questions.
Most people don't know.
Right.
So you settle on, hey man, we got this job and we're gonna pay you $20 an hour. Oh man, $20 sound good. The last company's only gonna pay me $18. And then so you settle for that. But that's not really, that ain't gonna help you.
Also what y'all are talking, this is good, but here's what happens when you don't think, you also settle to what's comfortable.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Working out is uncomfortable. Like really hitting them weights, if you haven't done it, it's gonna hurt. So nobody defaults to the add pressure.
Yeah.
You default to comfort, right? So if I'm not thinking and I'm just not using my brain, right? I go, where's the nearest burger joint? I'm just eat a burger every day.
Absolutely.
If I'm not thinking, I'm gonna default to comfort, and that's wake up when I want to wake up.
Yeah.
If I'm not thinking, I'm gonna default to, oh, my wife good. We've been married for 15 years. She don't need nothing. She smooth. Like, if I'm not thinking, that's what I'm saying. Not thinking doesn't, you never make the harder decision. You never apply the pressure. You never say, oh, I didn't think my way into having abs. Like, you not think your way to chunky. I never seen nobody not think they way into like shred.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
So your
Good
natural
point.
wiring
Good point.
when you don't think is to just let things go and just let things be as they are. And be as they are. Like I tell y'all, if you left to your own devices and you just go, like I said, even for me, bro, I I'm not more. I don't like working out. I work out every single day. I don't like working out. I've taken the choice out of my hands. I don't that part I don't even have to think about anymore because I set it as an intention. It's over. It's a culture now. But you have to start thinking in order to set that culture so that you can get the desired result. So again, shout out to Rob. I want to make sure I give him his credit for the quote. But if you're not intentionally trying to get rich, you might end up accidentally broke. The other thing he says, you can apply that to anything.
Any area.
If you're not intentionally trying to get healthy, you might end up accidentally sick.
If you're not intentionally trying to live in bliss, you might accidentally end up divorced.
See what I'm saying? So those things, that's what I'm trying to tell you. So there's an intentionality about life that you have to have. And if you see an area, and I guarantee you, anybody at home listening to this, whatever, go look at an area of your life where you're not happy, and it's not working out, and then go back to Maul's point. How many years you want him to go back?
Go back. You can go back 5 years.
Go back 5 years in that area and ask yourself what you were doing. And I guarantee, your upsetness about it right now, you can trace back to, I remember, like, if you big, you can remember when you wasn't big like that. When you was like, dang, I was kind of like, I was on the softball team, I was working out, I was in the volleyball league, I was, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can think back to when, and then it stopped, or something happened, or you weren't intentional anymore. And then that goes for across the board. So that's why I say every day, being able to self-assess and think is so critical. Because I know if I think about it, I can make an adjustment. So if I think about, is my wife seem like she happy with me? Like, is she good? Like, is she been, let me think. Like, is she been a little distant? Are we good? Like, if I'm thinking about that on a constant basis, I can make the adjustment. And that's what we're talking about. And again, that's what Maul does better than any human, is being able to literally go live in the future and see what he wants it to look like. Lee, I'm just telling you, when Maul first was talking about it, I was like, bro, I don't know. Because, no. Some of the stuff, I got him, okay, get life insurance, do this, do that.
Yeah.
He talking about putting the money away for when you're 97 and your kid. I'm like, bro, that's a long ways away.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my kid's still in elementary school. You talking about, leaving them an inheritance of however X amount of dollars. And when Maul's the only person I hear all the time just be like, yo, when I die, like, he'll say it all the time. Little Jamal gonna have this. By the time I die,
number.
Like, bruh, he knows the exact number his kid's gonna have when he dies. He'll tell you, hey, look at this. We be at the crib. He'll just be like, all right, look at this policy right here. Look how I set this one up. Yeah, when I die, if I die at 85, this how much they gonna have.
11 million.
If I live to 90, this how much they gonna have.
20 million.
Bro, so you see what I'm saying? Like,
goodness gracious.
Yeah, bro, it's
but that's, you gotta set it up. Like, and to me, that's normal talk. Like, it's really like, it's normal talk. Like, that's exactly how I.
It's not normal. It's normal for you.
Right.
But I'm saying, it's not normal for me. It's normal for God. If you read the Bible, it's all talking about, like,
man, it leaves an inheritance.
I feel like we in like a military strategy operation right here. Like, we this.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was like, man,
everything talks about the future. It talks about becoming.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, and that's what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Getting those things which are behind us
and
pressing forward to those things which are ahead.
Okay.
What's ahead, Lee? I don't know. I never planned it out. I never write the vision and make it plain. You never did this thing, so therefore nobody can help you. Nobody can, everything the Bible teaches us talks about the future and how to set it up.
That's real.
So I think that's what people go wrong. So that's all, a blessed man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. That's 2 generations. So in order to do that, you have to be a forward thinker with it. And you got to forget those things which are behind you. And that's the problem. Too many of us are still focusing on things which are behind us. And you can't change nothing in your life, man. We're doing it, trying to fix things in the past.
Yeah.
Or even if you're trying to fix the things for today,
but I think even in that case, more, certain things you say, and it's like, it's tangible, right? Like health, right? Your marriage, like those are things that you're gonna reap the benefits of, and that you can have those benefits now, right? You can go home and see your wife, and y'all have a great relationship. You can go home and you can look at yourself and be like, okay, I'm happy with the way I look. You know what I mean? Well, what you talking about with leaving money for your kids is like that. I'm saying that's why I'm telling you that's the next level of thinking because
you got to start it today.
Correct, but I'm saying most people like I don't want to put that up right now because I'd rather spend that now, right? Because I can see it. It's tangible. You know what I mean? And you'd be like, and then some people would be like, oh, well, if I had more money like Maul, no, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
But that's the key. I started this back when $36,000.
Here's the
Yanni today is in college right now because of what I started when she was 2 years old.
Let me tell you something.
That's crazy.
But it's so funny though because the way the brain works, it's funny because back in the day I used to be like having issues. I'm just okay. I know I'm the heathen on the podcast, but Lee, I used to have a little issue with ties.
Yeah.
Just telling the truth.
Yeah.
I used to be like, dog, my check ain't but $2,000. Money is $200. I got to give up $200. Bruh, I only got $450 after I paid my bills. God. And you know what happened? The first time I made $100,000,
same thing.
I said, God, 10,000.
It don't change.
Dog, I'm finna get it. How much?
Yeah.
I don't want to speak beyond that, but my wife and I, when I looked at our contribution, and by the way, I'm over that. God released me because God was like, how stupid can you be? First of all, look at what you just said.
I was going to ask what was the outcome of that.
Oh, God was like, God, bro, listen, I thought, think, and I promise you, man, my love language is gratitude, right? And my wife knows that. I call her right now. I ask her, like, what's my love language? I am going to call her just so y'all can hear it live on the pod. Y'all know I'm not just talking. My love language is gratitude, so that's how I express love as well, and that's the type of love I want back. So I don't care. Quality time, I tell my wife, I just want to know that you're grateful for the sacrifices. I'm like that, my kids. That's the one, like, bro, I will give y'all the world. Don't for a minute act like, but that's the love I give God.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's how, like, so that's how, because I feel like if I'm not grateful, I'm like, so I wake up like, bro, I promise you, if it's something going on specific, people like pray for me, stuff like that, I pray like that. But most of my prayers is thanks to God. That's my love language with God. I just say, I wake up and be like, yo, thank you. Look at my hands. Look at my, bro, I feel good. My family's good. Like, thank you. I'm so appreciative. And so to your point with the ties, when I was making $1,500 at Michigan State as a graduate assistant, and I had to give $150, I'm like, bro, $150, that's some. And then, like I said, the year I finally made $100,000, and I gave $10,000, and I almost fixed my lips to go 10. And me and my wife was making money too at the time, so it was probably more like 25,000. And God was like, wait.
I wish you would.
So you want me
increased you.
You want me to take your ties back down?
Yeah.
That's what God said.
Yeah.
He's like, you want me to take your ties back down? Like, because I could go back to you only give me $200. And from that moment on, Lee, I was like, oh, okay. Like I'm trying to see.
Free. Yeah.
I'm trying to get a church $300,000. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my mentality now.
That's real.
But to my point earlier, the way that 150 seemed like a lot, the 10,000 seemed like a lot. The 100,000 seemed like a lot, but it's the perspective. You know what I'm saying? And it's the perspective of, like I was saying in the mall, like people saying, oh, well, if I had this, like, oh, if I was a millionaire, it'd be easy I pay 100,000 in ties too.
Right.
Well, you don't pay 2,000 now off of your, you don't pay 1,000 now off of your check. So what make you think when it's the same?
The exact same percentage.
It's the exact same percentage.
Percentage.
So that's what I'm saying. In life, sometimes we'll get confused and be like, oh, okay, well, of course, Jamal could do that and put up this money for his family and do this. Okay, cool. Maul might be able to put up 20,000 for his kids a month. Can you put up 1,000? Do you put up 500?
100?
Do you put up 100?
Right.
Yeah.
You don't put up, so Maul get to do it because he rich, but you do nothing? Let's just do it on percentage. Let's just do it off the percentage because guess what? Whatever your bills are, Maul got the same bills. They just 20 times what yours are.
Yeah.
It's no different in terms of lifestyle and how your mentality approaching it. So now let's start now. Yeah. Let's start now with saying, all right, cool. And that's why, Maul, it's critical that you get, not only you got us with the real estate course, and shout out to everybody who went through Make Real Estate Real and learn how to, have income for their family and things like that, but also just the financial course overall, because there's so much stuff that Maul has taught me as a grown man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who thought I understood investing, who thought I understood money, who thought I understood life insurance and policies and
trust.
All the
what
trust.
The heck is that?
Yeah. Right, the trust, right, exactly.
Yeah.
And so now I have these things implemented because of you, but I'm like, yo, people out there, if you listening and you feel like I'm not where I want to be, this ain't where you really do have to start living in the future. And that dictates your today.
Everything.
And if you could, but like I said, man, like we were saying before, it's so hard when it doesn't seem as tangible now because we are addicted to instant gratification. We're addicted to it. If I do something right now, I want to see it.
I need it.
I want to, bro. If I go to the gym, I promise you, if I go hit Planet Fitness down the street right now,
Swole.
I want to, bro.
Today.
I'm trying to.
Today.
I ain't trying to still look at see Chunk. I'm like, bro, how am I still? Bro, I just worked out.
Yeah.
So again, when you don't see the results like that, more, you have to walk people through. I don't see it now. I don't see it in 2 weeks. It may be a year from now. It may be 5 years from now.
Yeah.
That's a different mindset to be able to live.
But bro, it works. And I got to the point, man, where I can do this not only for myself, right? I've been doing that for myself for years and living in that kind of mentality. But we got to get Vontrell on the podcast one day. So we can really show people how we was even able to do this in my son. So for all of y'all like having me a son, I thought you're a youngest son. So we had adopted my cousin at the time. He was 13, turning 14 years old. Gave him my name and everything. And his name is Vontrell. And he played college football on the highest level. He's one of the top recruits in the nation. And then all of a sudden, football was over with for him. He didn't make it to the NFL. And he always said, I want to be in the NFL. I want to do this, I want to do that. And then he ended up doing security. When football's over, he didn't know what he wanted to do no more. He kind of, was like, hey, I'm just going to do security. I'm a big guy. I'm 6'3", 320 pounds. So him and some other ex-football players started doing security. And then they start...
what was it called? Big
heavy duty security. Heavy duty, big old dudes, man. They looking like, bro, they big dudes, looking like, And
man.
And I remember I seen a few pictures with him. He had because he was in San Antonio. He had some of the, thanks. He had some of the San Antonio Spurs.
A little something.
Got some.
You're good.
Yeah, we're good. All right, bet. He had some of the San Antonio Spurs and other people, NFL players. And he would be taking pictures when they come through the club. They had a little nightclub that they were doing security for. And I seen some of these pictures, man, and I just went ahead and I had to call him up and say, man, this is where we at now. He said, what you talking about? And I'm like, all on your social media, you just got you with all of these different quote unquote stars and celebs. And you looking like you happy and you satisfied just with taking a picture with them. I said, at one point, your dream, your vision was to be them. And now you settled just for standing next to them, taking a picture of them, and then saying, hey, look who I was at the club. And I said, it's giving you this adrenaline rush like it's you doing it. Like you got their success because you were able to get them in VIP and do all this other stuff. And, they popping bottles, you taking a picture with them. I said, so this is where we at, huh? And then he was just like, man, I said, Vontrell, what happened? I thought you wanted to make it to the NFL. He said, I'm not playing ball no more, Dad. How can I? He said, it's over with. I said, just because you're not playing in the NFL don't mean that you can't be coaching in the NFL.
Yeah.
And then I remember when you were saying like, man, where do I start? So I told him, I said, because then 2 weeks later, he needed some money, right? He wasn't making a lot of money. He needed money. And he came at me and was like, hey, Dad, can I get some money? And I told him no. First time ever telling him no. And then he was like, why not? And I said, because you're not living your dreams. You're not living your purpose. So I said, I can't be investing in you just doing this. I can't support that. And then he came back to Chicago and then we had a long talk. And he said, He was like, man, y'all not supporting me, this and that. And I said, what is it that you want, Trae? He said, I was like, what did you want your life to look? He said, I wanted to make it to the NFL. I said, okay. I said, why? Because you love playing football? You love football? Or is because of the money? Because I said, you can still get money that the NFL, you could do that in real estate and other things. He said, I just love the sport. I said, so if you love the sport, then how come you can't coach the sport? And I said, man,
That's
look.
as intimate as you could get with it, really.
Right. And that's longevity.
Yeah.
And then so when I told him that, man, real talk, Lee, he went ahead and he started thinking about it. And then he said, now this is where the seed part come in that C talked about, instant gratification.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, man, like nobody hired me as a coach. I don't have any experience. I'm not doing anything. I said, give away your talent for free. I said, this is what you love to do. Give away your talent for free and I'll support you. I said, me and your mother, we will support you and we'll cover all your stuff. Just go to whatever school.
You
tell
ain't want
them
to support heavy duty, though.
I'm not supporting heavy duty. Heavy duty.
That's not the life
heavy
you wanna
duty
live.
ain't going nowhere. It's
Right.
you can't scale that. That's not a,
Right.
And then so I was just like, bro, but your passion, your purpose, your goal, like this is what you want, your dreams. So we went ahead, he went to his coaches and said, hey, coach, I'd like to, help out. Coach said, oh, absolutely. They said, we don't have no money, but they said, we can let you just, volunteer. Boom. He did that. One of the coaches then got hired by Eastern Michigan. And the coach left, said, hey, Vontrell, you did a great job, man. I'd love for you to come over to Eastern Michigan with me and as a grad assistant. We can't pay you, but you can get a master's degree and we'll pay for that. He said, okay, cool. He hit me up, though, and said, hey, Pops, they want me to go to Eastern Michigan, but they're not going to pay me. I said, man, we still got you. We're going to still cover you. Don't worry about it. Go ahead and do it. He went there. I said, make sure you give him more than what they paying you for or whatever. He went there,
That's huge.
coached out, and then the next year, one of the coaches at Liberty said, man, we see you over there, Eastern Michigan, doing a great job. We'd love for you to come here. We ain't got no money, but we'll let you come here and finish up your master's degree. He called me up, Pops, man. It's been 2 years. I'm still ain't getting paid, but they want me to come and finish my master's degree over here. I said, go do it. I was like, go do it. We got you. Boom. He go there, and then all of a sudden he ball out. Liberty plays Eastern Michigan in a bowl game. Liberty whooped Eastern Michigan. The D line balled out. Eastern Michigan fired their defensive line coach, and then they went ahead and called up Vontrell, said, hey, Vontrell, we'd love for you to come back to Eastern Michigan and be the defensive line coach. We ain't got much money here, but we will pay you $70,000 to come be defensive line coach. He said, Pops, man, the coach is getting paid way more money than this. I said, son, take that job. We got you. If you need extra. Matter of fact, here's a QX80 Infinity truck. Here you go, so you don't need to worry about a car.
No transportation.
So then all of a sudden he went there, boom, 7. I said, but make sure that you offering more than what they paying you for. He went there, was the head defensive line coach at Eastern Michigan. He ended up killing it. They ended up giving him, he got named one of the top 50 coaches in the nation. And then Liberty coach ends up leaving, getting the head coach at Auburn, and then he calls back Vontrell. Vontrell.
Eastern Michigan.
He was like Vontrell. He was like, Vontrell, I know you the head defensive line coach at Eastern Michigan, but we'd love for you to come to Auburn and be an assistant. So he was like, Dad, this is a job promotion. I mean, a job demotion.
Yeah.
He's like, I was the head defensive line coach at Eastern Michigan. Now they want me to come over here. But he said they're going to pay me like $20,000, $30,000 more, but I'm the head over here. I was like, son, I was like, take it. And I was like, don't worry about the money. We still got you. He's like, man, they got me backing up a coach. And this guy, I was named one of the top 50. I said, who is this guy? He said, man, he's coming from the NFL, and I said, man, he going to teach you a lot. I said, go ahead. Take it. He went, was the assistant now, and everybody was talking about him. Why you leave Eastern Michigan as the head defensive line coach? Now you the assistant coach over here behind this guy. And then they end up having one of the top defensive lines in the nation. Wow. And then all of a sudden, my man only did 1 year at Auburn, ended up going to the NFL, getting picked up at the NFL.
And I'll take it from here. February 8, 2024. Hugh Freeze did not have to search long or even far to find his next defensive line coach. Former defensive line coach Jeremy Garrett was named defensive coach for the Jaguars, Jacksonville Jaguars, and his replacement was in-house. According to a report by Brian Stoltz of Auburn Rivals, analyst Vontrell King has been promoted to defensive line coach. King joined Freeze staff last January as an analyst, working primarily with Auburn's defensive line alongside Garrett. King served as D-line coach for Eastern Michigan for the 2022 season and was a graduate assistant for EMU 2018-19. He previously worked on Hugh Freeze staff at Liberty as a defensive graduate assistant in the 2021 season. Garrett spoke of King last year in an interview with Auburn Undercover, saying that he knows how to build relationships with players. He's a really good coach. He's a smart coach. He's a good teacher. He knows the players and gets to know the guys well. I just think what he's going to be able to bring to the table is going to be dynamic in recruiting and teaching these guys.
Now check this out. Check this out.
You wait for the real.
4 years. 4 years of planting seeds.
That's 4 years.
I'm here, but we was on a future mindset. 4 years, but he sacrificed. He went from, Dad, they won't even pay me. I ain't even got enough money to buy food. But I said, I got you. In 4 years, he went from a scholarship to now making $500,000 a year. He signed $1 million contract.
Doing what he
That's what
loves.
happens when you really
$1 million.
When you
Doing what he loves,
He's in his
Two
20s.
years. 2 years, $1 million.
He's still in his 20s.
2 years, $1 million.
2 years, $1 million. And I told him after that, I said, it's the least amount of money you ever gonna make in your life.
Gonna make. Oh.
But he did it because he sacrificed. We was future mindset. Everything we were doing was about the future. It wasn't about the past.
Yeah.
It wasn't even about the present. Because it was about the present. Oh, man, stay at Eastern Michigan, man. You the head coach. That's a title. It feel good. It was about opportunity. It was about setting yourself up. And the opportunity was so great. And every time opportunity came up, I would get on the phone. We get on three-way with CJ. I wanted him to hear this. I want him to see it. He was there the whole time. And C was on the phone when he was, man, what do y'all think, man? They want me to, am I lying? And you,
Absolutely.
C was there the whole time. And me and C would, at this point, give advice. And we were just like, bro, that ain't a good move. Stay with your purpose. Stay on your path. Don't worry about it. Now, he can't even spend just 4 years.
Boy called
4
Maul
years
crying.
ago.
Boy said, Pops,
4 years ago.
$1 million.
4 years ago,
Wow.
he wasn't making nothing. And some of y'all been at this for the last 10, 15 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you worried why you can't even get a 3% raise on your job. It's because you're in the past. It's because you're stuck in the present. Everything we did was future talk. We went in for 4 years, and now this boy in his 20s signed $1 million contract. In the NFL now is like, yo, they calling them like crazy. And we just, it ain't time yet, son.
Stay where you
Stay where
right
you
here.
at. Stay with, that's coming. That's easy.
Culture with Jamal.
That's easy.
Culture with Jamal.
But that's what future, when you do this, when we talking about going back to the book, what do you want?
Yeah.
The boy knew what he wanted. He was able to explain it to me. He wrote the vision, made it plain so that who can run with it? It ain't for you to run with. It's so that others
can run.
So when because he knew what he wanted, I was able to help him, guide him. I was able to, CJ was able to help him, guide him. We were all able to help guide. Even E had a part in it where E normally wouldn't go speak at certain places, but E would go speak at the places Vontrell was at.
Wow.
I'm talking about going for free.
Yeah.
Going in places that E would not go to because there's no transportation, no nothing.
Liberty. He out in West Virginia somewhere speaking at Liberty.
Yeah.
Just because of Vontrell. And because he did that because he was like, yo, I want to add value to him. And he did that. Now when Vontrell go to places, he shows up like, yo, man, this is I'm here because of him.
Yeah.
And now what does that do to the other coaches? Because they know they couldn't normally get E to come. What does that do for the other players there?
Credibility. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, when you on that
Yeah.
future mind, I'm telling you, it takes you places, man, that you can't even imagine.
You know
And
what's crazy too? As you talking, I'm just thinking about like, I think people think to a point. What Maul is talking about, thinking beyond so thinking gets you to a place, right? Like
For sure.
I want a job. Most people think to that point, right? I'm going to go to college, I'm going to graduate, and I'm going to get a job, and then the thinking stops. Like Maul, the 9 to 5 millionaire. Most people think, all right, cool, I want to be a cop. So what do I have to do to be a cop? You do what you're supposed to be a cop, and then boom, your thought process kind of ends there, right? Because now you own somebody tells you what to do, right? Like I'm gonna take care of my family. I get up, I go to work every day, and we think that's where the thinking stops. Maul, I'm gonna be a cop. But to his point, this is the lifestyle I want though. So now the other things are gonna be set up around that. And that's how you can think to start investing in real estate. You can think to start a security company. You can think to open daycares and things of that nature because your thought process doesn't stop. And I think a lot of us, our thought process stops when we get to what we thought was the desired place. Does it make sense?
I got it, man, and I had showed y'all. I remember when I showed you, I got to find it, and maybe we can put it up. Remember when I had, here it go right here. I sent it to you, Carl. Well, I showed you the text messages.
From Vontrell?
From Vontrell?
Oh, yeah, that blew my mind.
Listen, dog, look. This is from... This is from 2000.
Maul gonna keep a receipt.
Bro, he got a receipt for everything.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So look at this here. This is from like 2000 and I want to say probably like 17.
Right.
I'm over here, right here. This is Vontrell. This is me asking him, Lee, what is it that you are trying to do? We're creating the blueprints. What do you want to become? Where do you want to go? How much money do you want to make? What is it that you see for yourself? What kind of life do you want to create? These are the most important questions of your life right now. Look what he say. I want to coach eventually in the NFL, but I know that I have to start somewhere. I said, start by volunteering in the NFL if you have to. But if you get a job, because this is the point with a security company, then he's talking about, well, I'm going to become a school teacher. I said, but if you go get a job, you're going to start accumulating debt. And then you will get stuck in the rat race and you'll never get out. I said, live your dreams while you still can. I said, Vontrell, people, grown men now pay me to do what I offer freely to you. And that is advice on how not to fail, advice on becoming rich, and advice on living your dreams while you still can. I said, one wrong choice can set you back 10 years. I said, trust what I'm telling you, Trae. You'll thank me later in life. Bruh, when they signed him, when the coach called me, when the coach called him and said, Vontrell, you got the job. First person he did, FaceTime me. He was on there crying. I wish I could have recorded it. And I started crying.
He didn't start crying until he got the salary number. That's
when I did my Jesse Jackson. And then he was just like, Pops. He was crying. He said, man, you told me I was going to thank you later. He's like, thank you. He's like, bro, I got it. He's like, man, he said, everything happened just the way you said. And I said, because you did exactly what you were supposed to do. That's the fast track. It's people that never get to this level.
Yeah.
But you got there quick because we went in quick. And that's what happens in your life. But if you tiptoe, it might take you, the children of Israel, you my ET right now. The children of Israel was in the wilderness for how long?
40 doggone years.
But how long was that journey supposed to take?
Supposed to take
11 years.
No,
days. It was like
it was 11-day journey.
Days.
Okay, so 11-day journey took 44 years. And some of y'all reading the Bible like, oh man, that's crazy. They was
right,
that's
stupid.
That's crazy. But you've been on your job for the last 30 years.
Say that.
All right.
And you still, your journey.
Organified.
You sitting up, and you laughing and talking about something that happened 2,000 years ago, and you ain't even made it to your promised land yet. Because you don't even have a clue where it is you going. It's certain things in your life that you should have been there over 15 years ago. But because you was not disciplined, committed, and you did not identify where you want to go, you've been in the wilderness, on your job,
40.
in your marriage, in your health for the last 40 years.
You know how long I've been barbering, Mo? 40 years.
Oh, wow.
40 years. And I got to an impasse where it's like, this ain't working no more. It's exciting, it's cool, but to your point,
Not
no
delivering the outcome you want.
Right.
But yet this young man was able to get to his promised land.
4 years.
And we got the text message. In 4 years, he was able to get to his promised land. Because when you know where you're going and you put everything to it and you don't tiptoe around, you plunge into it, bro, you can get there. But the problem is everybody how Carl said it before, how you do anything is how you do everything.
Right.
And that's why you ain't got success that you've been looking for in your marriage. That's why you ain't got the success you've been looking for in your health. That's why you ain't got that success in your finances. Because how you do anything is how you do everything. And that's why everything seems like you just can't get over in your life, in every area of your life. And so you gotta eventually say, yo, this is where I start. I'm gonna write down what I want my life to look like. Then I'm gonna aggressively get up every day and work towards it. I don't care how much money I got. I don't care what it looked like. I don't care how many pills I take for blood pressure. I don't care what my marriage is. Right now, today, we're gonna start building the blueprint, and then we're gonna put everything into that foundation.
Yeah, the blueprint.
Hey, shout out to Organifi, man. Y'all go to Organifi.com. Use the promo code SUCCESS, 20% off your order. You see it right here, man. About to get active with this right now. This is my favorite, the green juice, but they got all your health needs over there at Organifi.com. Use that promo code SUCCESS, all right? Lee, appreciate you, man. Maul,
Man, thank you for having me. Yeah,
Pastor Maul.
He went to Bishophood or something.
Yeah, he did.
This mug left.
And
we left
yeah. Shout out to all the pot. That was definitely gonna get broke up into two because now we got 2 hours. So for the regular podcast listeners, we out of here. We love you. We'll see you next week. For the Patreon, let's take a couple questions. I know y'all got some questions for Maul after that.
Goodness.
We're going to get Vontrell on here. That's
absolutely.
No, you got to tell that.
Yeah. Come on, pop your hands up if you got Patreon. Couple questions before we get out of here. I got to feed these Negroes apparently because they over there eating trail mix like it's bacon wrapped shrimp.
Bro.
Boy, that brother stop.
Hey, after that word, you gotta feed him.
Yeah,
man.
that brother.
Good God Almighty.
That
was strong, man. Wow, Maul.
They ready?
Wow. I didn't know I was here for that, but I promise I didn't know I was here for that.
What's it?
Yeah.
Big time.
Jonathan,
what's up, man? Okay, come on. What's up, man? What's
He
your
said
question,
trying
bro?
to get us for 3 weeks.
crank it up.
Is simple. Well, how do you remind people going through the process when you see that the goal is nice right now? People go to instant gratification. I don't like that gratification. So how do you counteract that?
Yeah. How do you counteract your instant gratification?
Yeah, how do you counteract that?
Yeah.
He's saying like, the patience needed for it. What do you use for patience?
Yeah, so your future gratification got to be larger than the instant gratification. Like the reason why the instant gratification is so enticing to you is because you haven't seen what the future gratification is going to bring to you.
Think. Now, I'm going to say real quick. Again, the book is telling me to write it out.
You just said
Bro, over and over every day. I think a total of probably like 10, 15 times. So it forces you to start thinking there more than you think in the present. So it's a mindset shift. Like I'm starting to be envisioned so much of that thing that whatever is happening now is irrelevant. I'm going to keep working because I see that thing and that thing has become real to me. So that's the shift, man. It's a mindset shift, but it takes thinking. It takes work.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Jonathan. Let's go to the next. We got hands popping up now. Let's get it. Yes, sir. All right. Who we got next? Julie. What's up, Julie? What's up, lady?
I'm coming up to see you for the husband at Lake Real Estate Real in Chicago.
Let's go.
So I'm excited.
Let's go.
Okay, so y'all are talking about intentionality.
Yes.
And so my question is, like, if I'm going to be intentional, it requires me to have some sense of self-worth. Mm-hmm. And so like that's my question. Mm-hmm. Like, how do we get our sense of self-worth and like we're adequate, like we're worthy of abundance or worthiness.
Go ahead, Carl.
Hey, and again, if you understand, you hear me okay? I want to make sure you hear me. Okay. Yeah, if you understand that you are created in God's image, and I'm telling you, like, the same work that it takes with everything else, you got to start there first, before anything else, to be honest. You got to believe that you are worth it. And The simple process for that is understanding that God took time to make sure that you were on this planet. CJ, your dad used to always, he knew the numbers, like how many sperm, egg, the odds of being here. It's not possible. Understand what I'm saying? It's not possible for you to be here except for God himself saying, I need you here at this time in 2024. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's not optional. It's not, and this has nothing to do with what happened in the past, whatever. He put you here. He wanted you here for a reason. He gave you certain gifts. He gave you certain things. So that's the starting point of understanding this. And now when I start understanding like, yo, there's a God that created, like we looked at the eclipse a couple of weeks ago, and it's just like, yo, God controlling all of that stuff and thought a little me. Like, you ever looked at ants? Like, my kids play with ants. And it's like, I don't care nothing about no ant. You get what I'm saying? Like, you look at ants, it's like it's ants running around. Like, just get them out of here. But no. To God, you're not an ant. Like, you are something that he specially created and designed. So all your worth is there, point blank. I don't care who he was, she was, doesn't matter.
And let me say this too, Julie. Let me say this to you. Because you asking that question, how do you find your self-worth? At some point, you feel like you lost it and somebody took it from you. So find out why you feel the need to ask that question in the first place and go get it back, because that comes built in. Yeah. Certain things, like if you ever bought a car, it's like, you know, you can get a new sunroof on it. You can choose the running boards or the lights or whatever. You can choose those features. Self-worth comes built in. That should have already been in you. So if you're asking that question, it's because you lost it. And I'm asking you to go find out where you lost it and go take it back. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you, Julie. Next question. Appreciate you rocking with us, Julie. We'll see you next week and make real estate real.
Let's go.
Yeah, Deshauna? What's up, Deshauna?
Hey, y'all. It's Trae.
Deshauna.
What's up, lady? How you feeling?
Feeling good. Also, Jamal, I'll be there for my party starts now, too.
Oh, let's go.
Yes. So, it is, for example, like with your son, he had you to kind of walk him through that process.
Yeah.
So my question is, what if you have like the mentality of like, yeah, I will volunteer my time. Yeah, I will do whatever it takes, you know, to get to my future, you know, promised land. But you don't have that person in your life to help you with that game plan. And then if the answer is, well, get a coaching. If you're doing volunteer work, maybe you can't afford to invest at the moment in that coaching. And so how would you go about getting someone to help you with the game plan?
Yeah, so I've always found that in anything you do, and yeah, Vontrell had me, but you got to remember everything he went through in life to get in front of me. Like, the boy lost his mother. She had a massive heart attack, who was my first cousin. He lost his father. His father had a massive heart attack. He was living with his great-grandma. She ended up passing away right before I took him with cancer. He went through so much just to get to the point where he was able to be with me beforehand. And I'm saying that it's things that you can do beforehand, but he was already becoming. He was already in a position where I saw a young man trying, so therefore I went to him. It goes back to the thing that CJ talks about, where you got that one person that's on the side of the highway and they got their thumb out. Yep. Everybody is going to drive by them. They're not going to pick up a hitchhiker. But if you have that person who got the family in a car, their car stopped at a red light, and that guy's holding on to the steering wheel, got the door to the car open, and he's pushing his car, I will get out my car, even if my family's in a car, 10 out of 10 times to go help that man out because he's doing something. And so you have to be doing something, already working towards it. And God is going to put them other people in place. Trust me, I wasn't looking to adopt nobody.
Same person, though. Like, I want y'all to understand something. Same person with their thumb out look dangerous.
Yeah.
They might try to kill me.
Yeah.
But if they pushing, just the mentality of what we think about you when we see you working.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I'm saying it's the same dude.
Yeah.
This dude right here, He might be an axe murderer.
Yeah.
This dude right here, just a good dude who car broke down. He needs
Trying
some
to get
help.
his family.
getting to work.
Same exact person.
Yeah.
The way we view that person changes based on their actions.
So the way we view you, while you while you're working
That's
in
huge.
your work,
Yeah.
and you're doing it without pay. I view people that's working without pay, and they're in their work without pay. I view them 1,000 times different than I view a person that's working their work with pay. The reason why is because you've done this without getting paid. This is what you really want to do. So therefore, people from all over come help that. People invest in that because you're doing it and you don't have to be doing it. But for the person that's getting paid, you could be doing it because you're getting paid. So I would say, like, go work your work. Go do it. Go volunteer. If this is what you really want to do, give it away. Give your gift away for free. And then watch how doors open up and people come from all over to help you out.
It's huge.
All right, we'll see you next week. Who we got next? John.
Mr. Mac.
John, what's up?
Good morning.
Good morning.
What's up, big time? Good to see you.
Yeah, I'm all right. Just serving my family right now, washing clothes. My question is simple. I'm not gonna make it deep, make it real simple. Recently, I made a trip to what I like to call the bottom, where basically everything that can work out for me fell out. And I'm having a hard time now that I'm coming back up. I'm back. I'm ready to go. But I'm around the same folks that really played me out when I was at the bottom, and I'm having a hard time dealing with them. I'm having a hard time looking at them because I'm like, you played me out, and now you're on my face smiling. But I'm trying to still stand on business without being so confrontational.
Yeah, that's that Philly energy. You know what I'm saying? That Philly energy will do that to you. You know what I'm saying? I like that. Let me tell you this. Are you saying you're forced to still be around them, or?
I'm not saying I'm forced to be around them, but I'm realizing, like, I'm still gonna have to do some business. I'm still gonna have to see them. I'm still gonna have to be in their face. They still gonna have to, and I gotta be professional.
I got you. So check this out, Matt. Jay, let me tell you this, bro. You ain't no victim, bro. You ain't no victim. So you ain't got no, bro. You can't do nothing to me. That, like, I really be moving like that, bro. Like, God got me, bro. I'm not trying to be funny. It's not a man in this world who could do something to me to make me a victim. So I don't even have to have that kind of energy with you, because you're not in charge of nothing I got going on, no way. So whether you clap for me, or whether you hate on me, or whether you love me, or you can't stand me, that don't make me none. So I can't return that energy, if that makes sense. I got to be on what I'm on. So if you really stand on business, standing on business is standing on what you stand on, not standing on something because of somebody else. I can't, I promise you, as mad as you could be at them, if that's the fuel you need, it's gonna go away. Like, so you need to have your own fuel and stand on your own business and realize you give somebody too much power. When you mad at somebody, you do understand that it takes energy to be mad at somebody. It takes energy to be frustrated with somebody. So every single time that you worried about what they think or what they did back then, that's another time where you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing and standing on what you're supposed to stand on, if that makes sense. So you have to stand on what you stand on and don't give them that energy, period. Because if you give them that energy, then they won. I tell people all the time, a hater is only a hater if it works.
Bar.
You see what I'm saying? If it works, then yeah, they're hating. If it don't work, then what are we even talking about? You just talking. You're not hating. Like, but for some of us, somebody hating on you and it worked. You stopped doing what you was doing because they told you, oh, that was, they hate. It's like, now they're a strategist. You turning your haters into strategists. You could do all the talking you want. It don't make me no difference, bro. I ain't got time to sit up there and wonder what a grown man think or what he said about me or how he, bro. Whatever. Keep it pushing. All right, next.
What's the name?
Tay. What's up, Tay?
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So, I was just trying to figure out, like, so my passion is coaching and basketball, but I know, like, kind of with my family dynamics of what I have going on right now with, being a wife, being a mom to 3 kids, all 8 and under.
And this past season, I did like volunteer my time at my old high school to kind of get back in the groove of things. So I'm just trying to figure out how do I still do my passion of coaching, or should I kind of go an alternative route right now of training middle school girls and then veer off into coaching, so I won't take away so much time from like family needs. So that's kind of my struggle right now.
Yeah, I mean, and we always talk about this, you know, balance, right? Trying to find that balance of what does your family need. So that's what, when we just talked about thinking for a long time. What does your family need from you? You need, like, anytime I do something like that, I just write out the order of operations. Remember, back in school, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. I go, all right, God, my wife, my kids, like business, and I go through all of those. Figure out what it takes to check off all of those boxes and figure out where coaching stands in that order. And if you can coach, then coach. And if you can't, and it's not the time for it, and you're looking at your order of operations and you can't get to that until another season, then fine. But handle that order of operations, because I think a lot of people, because you don't think, your order of operation gets out of line. Mm-hmm. And guess what? You coaching and your husband pissed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't, but if I ask you which one you love more.
Oh, of course, your spouse.
You'd always say, oh, my spouse, of course. Mm-hmm. But why are you out of order then in your order of operations? Mm-hmm. I can't say, oh man, I'm just doing this for my family, dog. And I don't see my family and my family don't fool with me. What sense does that make? So if I got to come off the road,
yeah,
and it means less money for the family, but it means more time. So that's why I would say write down your order of operations. And when you have all of those ones in front of coaching crossed off, then you can get to coaching. So listen, man, Patreon fan, we truly, truly appreciate all of y'all checking us out, man, tapping in. Again, man, you know, hopefully y'all enjoy the live look at the pod and, you know, the extra Q&A stuff, man. We're going to keep pumping that thing full of content and doing what we do. We love y'all, man. We out of here. We about to go eat some breakfast. Woo! We'll see if we can find the hip-hop preacher running these mean streets. And, yeah, we'll see y'all next time. Appreciate it.
Go.
I want you to focus on here right now. Don't you worry about when you get home. You concentrate on this opportunity. You don't worry about tomorrow. You concentrate on this opportunity with all your might, with all your soul, with all your heart.
Thank you so much for rocking with us as always, right? We don't take it lightly, guys. And we hope that we've provided transformation and not just information. We want you to become the best version of yourself, right? Make sure you check out the show notes to access all the important links and get your product discounts. Now, one favor we're asking of you, do us this favor. Make sure you subscribe and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. We want to know your feedback on how we can serve you better. And if there's anyone that you think could benefit from listening to this show, please, I'm begging you, please share it with them. And remember, as E always says, if you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful.